Oops, that's better. That's a lot more better. Good evening to you. Let me just start by, first of all, is bringing up something that I want to. Yes, that's better. A good evening to you all, and step into the magical realm of energy. I just want you, for the time being, I want you to forget about all those old and boring predictions, and we are going to talk about the energies in a complete different setting. I really want to dive into deep into the cosmic energies and what is the actual energy that's shaping our lives right now. Now, we are talking about something that's going on with Scorpios, with the Pisces, with Tauruses and Virgos. So it's, no more reading about, fate in a few more lines, is immersing yourself in transformative power. And I just want to decode the vibes here absolutely to the fully best, from celestial alignment to lunar phases, everything and anything that is electrifying you and your experience. My name is Mariette Ram, and in case you don't know me, I am an astro coach and an astro artist and your host this evening. And I help spiritual entrepreneurs grow their footprint through a combination of chart readings and predictions. I'm not only a astrology scholar for the last 30 years, but I'm also a very analytical one. I'm a clairsentient and a claircognizant with a long line of coming from a long line of Eastern European healers. So you can really have me as your compass as I want to guide you to success. And I want to talk about why I'm really not into these kind of short predictions. Why is kind of not making sense. Why there is just so much more to astrology than, reading. I'm a Virgo. What does it say? I'm a Leo. What does it say? In the papers. So here it is. This is the chart, the energy charts of today. And we've got a little guest here as well. He loves being visible, my little baby. So these are the energies that are happening here today as we are speaking. So sometimes you can come across predictions, and sometimes you feel that, yeah, it's really resonating with me, and sometimes it's like, not really. It's really about what's in your personal chart. And right now, the energies that are really corresponding or resonating with people, these people who've got a lot of Pisces energies in their charts, a lot of Scorpio, some Virgo, and some Taurus. So these people are going to really strongly feel of the current transits that are happening right now. Obviously, if we go into more of a kind of, personal analysis, how these planets are really affecting them, that would be the best possible prediction ever. But for right now, let's just stay with this picture. So what is happening currently right now is the transit is the moon, and me just going around with my notes and with this picture here. So Saturn is actually moved into the third house in Pisces, and Sun, the time when I took this screenshot, the current transit, they were actually the Saturn and the Moon right on top of one another, both in Pisces. What does that mean? What does this mean? This can mean, especially if you are Pisces, you're going to feel this. Either this bring a lot amount of empathy or just bad mood. It will affect relationships. And if you are a guy Pisces, you will feel that, especially when it comes to relationship with women, this is going to be a kind of very interesting time for you. There will be some tension, and there will be some tension generally around relationships. You may feel unsupported, or you may feel unloved. There may be some desires for isolation. If you are prone to depressive periods, this might be also something that you have to look out for and really have to manage on a day-to-day basis. Definitely while Moon is still in Pisces. This transit can mean that moving to a unfamiliar environment. So it can also mean a loss of a close relationship. This is for Pisces. If you look on the other side, I'm always kind of saying that the follow that internal round, internal little circle where you've got your numbers. So currently your Saturn and your Moon were under number 3. So in the third house, the house of communication and intellect. And I would like you to look now under, oh gosh, there it is, under number 11. This is where basically all the Scorpio energy currently is piling up. You've got, obviously, we just moved into Scorpio season, so the Sun is in Scorpio, Mercury's already been in Scorpio, and Mars is in Scorpio. These planets are kind of, yeah, if you've got either of these planets in Scorpio, or you've got a prominent Mars, reach out to me. I think this is going to be very interesting time for you, especially when it comes to communication and when it comes to action within society. I think this is going to be a very heated and a very psychological and a very psychic time for you. So yes, good luck, as they say. Scorpio always brings just so much depth to the astrological environment, and is just a fabulous sign to dissect. But right now, I really want you to focus on that little round circle with the dot, and that little kind of I always see it as a little kind of cheeky devil that what Mercury is. And I want you to see them how close they are. That is basically a conjunct, what we call a conjunct position in Scorpio. So Scorpios will feel this really heavy. This aspect is all about communication. This is the Sun and Mercury being so close. This is about interacting with others. This is just so important to share those ideas that you've got, and really, it's just your need is just so stimulated. Now, you may become distracted when you listen to others, and you may be better communicating yourself. You may be better communicator than a listener. So just look out for when you have to listen, and when you speak. But I totally understand that passionate, that really driven approach that you are experiencing right now, because self-expression is just such a strong point for you right now. Conveying that message, conveying the concept, and you are really great at it right now. Those communication skills are just totally flowing for you. And yeah, others will really enjoy listening to you and watching you and following you. So if you want to go into things like public speaking, or you are in a sales position where you have to speak to a lot of people on one-on-one, or even speaking for groups, I think this is going to be a really fruitful time for you. This is also a really great time for studying, for learning. If you want to follow instructions, this is really great. And also at the same time, this is really great for launching into something for yourself, to really get this communication out of your system, something, writing stories, or getting into design or calligraphy or something along those lines. This is basically the Scorpio energy. Scorpios are really heavily, just so much feeling this right now. But if you are feeling this as well, I'm kind of feeling it a little bit. Maybe that's what inspired me to to come on live, even no one's watching currently right now, because I know it was just such an unannounced live. Nevertheless, I'm really enjoying it and loving it. And if you are watching it on a replay, please put a hashtag replay on this, because I really want you to and you stop scratching yourself, because this is not a good publicity for us right now. This is just not good. And I want to. Something really happened to me 2 days ago. Actually, my old account, including my company page and including my astrology house group, we are in jail as of right now. And I wrote to Meta and I asked them that, what can we do? I tried to speak to someone in person. Absolutely no reply whatsoever. So I'm just hoping that my little communication Mercury here is going to be helping me along the way, and is going to facilitate some answers, because I've got over 5,000 people there that I would really like to talk to and get this information out. And I just can't do it. Right now, I wanted to share with you what I'm actually working on. And this project is all based on business astrology. I know that, astrology. What is astrology? For a lot of people, astrology is really just reading the predictions. Yeah, some people get more interested and start to get more intrigued about that. What actually in astrology, what does it say about me? And then they start to get more and more and more involved. Obviously, astrology might not be a cup of tea. It might be your cup of tea. It might be something that you enjoy learning, moving along. And if you're like me, that my interest and with my knowledge in astrology as well. In business, in the business world, success often relies on basically making informed decisions about marketing trends, about consumer behavior, about financial analysis. If I'm going to have a business, who are my customers? What do they want? Why they want it? Where can I get the customers from? How and why they are going to say yes to me? What is the closest possible time, in a way that they get to learn about my product and they will say, yes, I want to have you. I want to have your course, your product, your service, your one-on-one, anything that you're offering. And when I started to go into business astrology, and now I'm working with a couple of businesses, one is actually a very spiritually driven business, and the other one is more of a it's a clinical setting. It's very much of a clinical medical setting of business. So completely on different opposite spectrum. And I also did my own business chart as well. And just by studying astrological charts and aligning them with key business events, that could be a product launch, could be a new line of business. Yes. I'm sorry, you are not really welcome here. Going into new diversifying, merging, partnering with someone, collaborating, hiring, getting some more people out into the team, resources, how you are spending your resources, all these decisions, everything that you have got questions about, this is aligned with your chart. And your business, actually, believe it or not, your business has a chart in itself. If you imagine it, it's like your child. It's like a complete soul with its own ego, with its own way of evolving, with its own way of communicating, with its own way of creating business, creating wealth, with its own fears and insecurities and karma. And it's all in the charts. So this is what I really would like you to know, that when it comes to that, just and why did it suddenly the presentation somehow it just doesn't like my presentation, this little there it is. That's the astro business. So you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, even an influencer, and you want to take your business onto a different level. And you may think that because there is some spiritual input within you, that you want to work with astrology, I so highly recommend it, because if anything, this is going to be a resource well spent that is going to bring you ROI in a huge way. So get in touch with me and let's have a talk. Oops, and my girl decided to move as well. Get back to the energies that are aligning the universe right now. I talked about the moon and the Saturn. I talked about Sun and Mercury. And another one that's really, oops, somehow the dog is, I don't know what's going on right now this evening. We've got another very interesting opposition here. We've got an opposition between Jupiter and Mercury. I like oppositions in the chart. Anything that kind of challenging aspect, that is where the growth will happen. So if you happen to be a Taurus, this might be really resonating with you. Also, Taurus and Scorpio, this might be resonating with you. So Jupiter and Mercury opposition. Jupiter is known really as the king of the planets, the immense size, the radiant beauty, is everything that excludes power and majesty and abundance and expansion. Okay, that's Jupiter. You've got what's happening here? I just don't know this evening. On the other hand, we've got little Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun. It's a whizzy, a small little planet. It's really swift. It's a swift messenger of the god that's really just dazzles with elusive nature. And it's all about communication, and it's all about chattering, and just this is kind of whizzing around like crazy. So these two somehow is just happening to be in this amazing 180-degree, one opposing the other one. And you've got the brilliance of the Jupiter, and you've got the enigmatic charm of the Mercury. And that this spectacular alliance is creating a kind of inner need to make adjustments to personal philosophy. And there is a vision of future in here. Now, for a Taurus person, this, even if you say about vision of future, they are very much kind of like rigid in their set in their ways, generally, unless there are some other faster moving aspects within the side. But Taurus tends to be kind of slow and calculated, and let's do some research about this, and let's see how it goes. My way is the best way. And when they are really shown this opposition way with a Scorpio Mercury, which is on the other side, it can really bring some obstacles that are kind of really pressing for that shift, focus change. So, and it's kind of a balance between, what's my course alignments that are just kind of happening around. They have to be kind of more responsive than generally they would like to be. And this is kind of a little bit of a tug of war. Another aspect that is super interesting here, and if you're a Virgo, you've got some really strong Virgo undercurrents, some obviously Virgo Sun, ascendant, Virgo Venus, and just generally, a lot of planets and asteroids in Virgo. You will resonate with this very much. Venus is currently in the ninth house, so it's in the house of the institution, the house of the kind of higher faculties and higher knowledge and higher education. This is when I think of Venus here, I'm kind of always kind of think about the priestess, but the priestess that is more along the lines of a dogma, as opposed to channeling the conscious energy of the universe. So it's more of a kind of, it's more about rigid, it's about rituals, it's about what kind of, society expects, with all the dogma and knowledge and all the traditions kind of over the hundreds of years of and thousands of years of tradition, what we expect a priestess to be in. And it's actually right now this Venus is opposing the ascendant. The ascendant is the eastern part of the. And what's happening with you this evening? Hey, what's happening with you? Ascendant is the most eastern point of the horizon. When you were born, it's basically the rising sun. So when these two are squaring one another, this is a kind of romantic, kind of stylish and socially popular kind of transit, so to speak. It brings love, it brings affection, and it can bring also influential relationships. And it could be also start of a significant new relationship. Now, because there is a square aspect, so it's a kind of, it's a crashing aspect. That one potential problem here is that there is just, in terms of assertiveness, the energies are very low. And what you want, you are kind of not really assertive in asking of what you want. Or maybe there is some complaining about going on, about what you don't like, what's not going on. This is mainly about Virgos, but if it's resonating with you as well, yeah, absolutely. So because there is a kind of insecurity with this particular aspect, um it can it yeah, this can kind of, this aspect makes the person kind of indifferent and lazy, and you know you kind of just tend to be making a lot of fuss instead of, just putting up with things, or, trying to make, find a solution, or just, just moving on, simply moving on. So this is a kind of a little bit like a nag, 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 nag. There is also a possibility for to expect, love and affection without actually, trying to earn it. And there could be also some embarrassment or regret, or some kind of, indiscretion in the love life. But nevertheless, there's just don't be afraid, don't be afraid to really to face this aspect in a way that, you can grow from this. Also, here Venus could be tied to financial resources. Then, one can be a little bit more, or be tempted to be a little bit more wasteful, a little bit more self-indulgent with resources. It could be, for Tauruses, definitely, if it's Tauruses, it's resonating with you. That might be one another earth signs as well. So Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And you just need to be more self-disciplined, and more conscious, basically, about what you need and how you need to spend those resources. So this is the transit energy that's happening right now. I really hope that you enjoyed the replay. And next time, I think I'm going to make a make a little announcement of it, so more of you can come on and really profit out of, as we say in France, just profit out of the information, because there's just so much going on right now, and we are again coming on to full moon again, and there's going to be some eclipses going on, and yeah, just a lot of stuff. And with the Scorpio season right now, the psychic energy always multiplies. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see